Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to send all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Wakakadash Barakatah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your boy Izar coming at you from the GMS Miami camp, and I have a few scriptures on here about being called in this truth. I want to share a little story with you. I can remember when the Most High was really calling me. A friend of mine called me one night and told me about who Jesus was, and he just basically kept it short and sweet for like 10 minutes. He said, look, man, everything you learned about Christ and all that good stuff in church. I said, yeah, bro, what's up? Why? He said, yo, forget about it, man. The real name is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and whom the world ignorantly calls God is called Yahweh. Those are the true names, the true Hebrew names. And then he told me, he gave me the breakdown about growing my beard, who the real Israelites were, and about some other stuff, man. And prior to that, like 2 days or a week, I don't know, probably like a few days before my homeboy called me and told me about the truth, there was this Benjaminite that was telling me about all these King Trails, FEMA camps, all this other stuff. I think it was like a few weeks. Yeah, a few weeks before. Yeah, a few weeks after the Benjaminite told me what was going on about the FEMA camps, chemtrails, and all these conspiracy theory stuff. That's when my homeboy called me, and the Most High really timed that perfectly, man, too, so I can link the two together and take heed of his truth. But yeah, man, that's my story about being called into this truth. It took like two people to get me in. But let me go over some scriptures. Being called. This is for the book of First Peter, first chapter, 15 through the 16th verse. But as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in manner of conversation, because it is written, be ye holy, for I am. Okay? And Most High wants us to, he wants us to be not over righteous, but he wants us to be righteous. He wants us to be firm and fair. Okay? When it comes to this truth. When it comes to obeying his laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? He is the example. It says, because it is written, be ye holy. Now we're not gonna be holy all the time, because we're still in bondage. Some brothers, when it comes to the Sabbath, you still have to work on the Shabbat. Even though we're not supposed to. We go off. I know Day of Atonement. I was looking up stuff online, and my leader told me I wasn't supposed to do that, so I went off. So we go off, but the only thing we can do is be as holy as possible without being over righteous. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go to First Peter, second chapter, verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Yahweh Shai also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should also follow his steps. Okay? The Most High died for his elect, and he left an example of us how to live. He's that perfect example. Now, we're not going to get to his level in this earthly body. We're never going to be on his level in this earthly body. Okay? But the only thing we can do is practice the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. Okay? And just use his commandments and, the things that he did in this truth. Use him as an example on how to live, on how to work out situations, how to act in certain situations. And, he's our example of abiding by this law. All right. Now, when you look at the word call, it means to give a specified name. Okay. Give a specified name. Okay. And I looked up the word specify. Identity, clearly, definitely. Okay. So when it says we were called, and it's talking about his elect, the 144,000, the Most High had a specific person in mind who he wanted, well, he had specific people in mind who he wanted to hear this truth, or who he wanted specifically to be his elect, It's not just anyone who gets called in this thing. Okay? It's not just anyone. The Most High has a certain number. He has a specific number. He has specific people he wants to be called in his truth. And, sometimes, man, I'm like, wow, why did the Most High call me into this truth? Because basically I'm just the type of person that's real, like, laid back, cool. I guess you can say I'm pretty simple, but some brothers are on fire for this. You know what I'm saying? That's the spirit I want. I want that spirit of being on fire. That desire. Well, I'm gonna say I want that desire, to do this thing. You know what I mean? And this is kind of crazy, man, because I would not think I would ever be doing something like this. Never would have thought about it. Okay? But the Most High does have specific people, specific men that he does call into this truth to do his work. And when you get caught in this truth, you got to make sure you do the work. Of course, you got some guys who fell out and, and just stop altogether putting in the work. But, they're going to be judged for that. Okay? Now let's go to 2 Timothy 1:9. Who hath saved us and called us with a holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given us in Yahushua before the world began. Okay, so we're not in this thing because of our works. We're in this thing because of Yahushua. Okay? Because he chose us before the world even began. So before even the world began, we were chosen to be in this truth. We were chosen to hear the calling of this truth. We were chosen to hear about his real name. He chose us. Nobody, I mean, you got a lot of people out there who don't receive the truth. That's because the Most High did not call them. The Most High did not call them. So if you are a brother and you in this truth and you heard the calling, consider yourself blessed. I know I do. Because we know what's coming to this planet. Death and destruction. A lot of people think America is just going to go on. No, it's not. No, it is not. All right, last verse. Thessalonians 5:24. Faithful is he that calleth you, who also will do it. Who is that talking about? Yahushua. Because if Yahushua calls you, then he is faithful. Okay? He is faithful that called you. Okay, now, of course you got your men who fell out, but who knows? Those men could have been used to bring other men in. Sometimes one worm can catch like two or three fish. When I used to go fishing, sometimes when I catch like maybe one or two fish, the worm will still be on the hook, and it'll catch like two more fish. So brothers, you don't want to be that worm that get hooked. You know, hey, you want to be that fish that gets caught. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is your boy Azar coming at you with another lesson. Till next time, Shalom.